Viewers, as you can see from this video that I'm about to present to you, it is not good to fight a man that the public are standing with and also standing for. Because often the time people say the voice of the people is the voice of God. Sometimes you may feel that it doesn't matter. The other time there was a governor that ruled in one of our states in Nigeria, when elderly women came out to chant in song, and even some went naked, declared that is a wicked governor, that is not ruling the people well, is not doing this right. Unfortunately, the governor came on air and he condemned that art, that those are obsolete art, outdated practices, that it has nothing to do with the modern time. Can I shock you? That governor did not end well. When he finished his tenure, he became more or less a nuisance. He was set on exile. Until today, nobody has heard his voice. It might not necessarily be juju, but the people's voice matters a lot. You are not there for yourself, you are there for the people. So if the people rise up and say that you are not doing well, and they pronounce curses and setting declaration against you, it will stand. Now, let me come back to where I started from. It's not good to fight a man that the people are speaking for. A man whose life the people are attracted to. And one of those men is Peter Gregory Obi. Many of the people really wanted to see that Peter Obi become the next president in Nigeria. Reason be that when he was a governor, he did well. And they want him to translate what he did in Anambra State in the country of Nigeria. But the big men, people on top, never permitted it. And right now, somebody can just rise up and say Peter Obi is a Nollywood actor. The man that made that statement right now, you can see what is going through in the hand of the Efcc. I'm only saying that, though I know that with their money, with their capacity, they can shut the mouth of the Efcc in no distant time. However, let the truth be said. If he has done wrong, let it be treated that he has done wrong, like every common criminal or common citizen in Nigeria. If he has not done wrong, let it be free. Watch the video, you will make your comment. Share this video also, and don't forget to subscribe to this video. View with us.
Former governor of Kaduna State will be spending the night in the custody of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, after his appearance at the headquarters earlier today. The former governor honored the invitation of the EFCC after the controversy surrounding a Thursday incident at the Abuja airport where his passport was seized. Also today, the Department of State Services filed a 3-count of alleged cybercrime against the former governor. In the charge sheet, the former governor of Kaduna State is accused of admitting during an interview at a private television station on 13th of February of unlawfully intercepting the phone communications of the National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu. He's also accused of using technical equipment of the system which compromised public safety, national security, and instilled reasonable apprehension of insecurity among Nigerians by unlawfully intercepting the phone communication of the NSA, to which he admitted on 13th of February during an interview. The alleged offenses are contrary to and punishable under Section 27B of the Cybercrimes Prohibition Prevention Amendment Act of 2024. Let's talk to Judiciary correspondent Celestina Area for more on this development. Hi, Celestina. What a day it's been, right? Walk us through what usually happens after such invitation. How long does this usually take with the FCC?
Well, Nifemi, usually there's no time frame, but what the commission do is that when anybody is invited, they ensure that they go through all their line of questioning. And sometimes it can take a day, but if the investigation is an ongoing investigation and there are also more areas that they want to cover, such person slips over the commission. And by doing that, the commission will have to get an order of court, which is a remand order, because there is a limited number of days or a time they can actually hold a person in their facility. So I presume, right, that the EFCC may have gotten an order to hold the former governor, or is in the process of securing a remand order pending when they finish the line of questioning, because we stayed the commission for a while to see if he was going to be let go, but I think they were still questioning him, so he didn't get to go home today. So presume tomorrow, maybe if they are done with their questioning, he can be allowed to go home.
What should the public be looking out for in the coming hours regarding his custody or possible charges?
Okay, well, we already know that of the DSS, which has to do with the interview he made with a television station where he made some remarks. But that of the EFCC, one cannot actually say. But what we know for a fact is that a petition or indictment was made against the former governor by the Kaduna State House of Assembly, which alleged corruption. We don't know if that is the petition or the indictment the EFCC is acting on, but usually they don't come out to say the outcome of the investigation. What we just see moving forward will be charges, and such a person will be arraigned and made to take his plea. So we're still waiting to hear or see how the EFCC intends to move on this regard. And now he's also supposed to appear before the ICPC tomorrow. But since he's still with the EFCC, I don't know how possible that will be. If he's released tomorrow from the EFCC custody and he moves over to the ICPC, or he will still continue to be there because the ICPC also invited him for questioning. And now the DSS also have filed charges against him. What we don't know now, if those charges have been served on him, because it's a criminal charge and has to be served on him personally, except they move for the charges to be served substitutedly. So now these are just the issues against the former governor, and we'll see how it plays out.
Judiciary correspondent Celestina Area, thank you for your insight. Let's talk now to lawyer Bolale Olugbani for more on this development. Let's begin, Mr. Olugbani, with the statement that seemed to have changed the tone. He admitted on TV that someone tapped the NSA's phone. Does this constitute cyber stalking under the Cybercrimes Act of 2015? And what more do we know about that law? How many years does it prescribe as jail term?
Well, for starters, a cybercrime is any criminal activity carried out by means of a computer or carried out on the internet. The crime is such that it's a crime that attracts a very severe penalty in the range of a felony, an offense of say from 7 years imprisonment upwards, notwithstanding the fact that there's a possibility of a plea bargain in some instances. But I've looked at the charge. The 3-count charge is essentially based on the statement he made, saying that an admission of the commission of the tapping of the phone of the National Security Advisor. While that in itself may constitute probable causes, there must be a factual basis for the prosecution to succeed on that 3-count charge. Witness testimony, forensic evidence, DNA, any form of hard evidence that links that admission with the factual occurrence is what is necessary, as proof beyond reasonable doubt to make the prosecuting agency succeed.
In short, you're saying that what is said on TV is not enough, right, as evidence?
It's not enough because it could be based on coercion. The statement by him may be false. And then in some instances, the statement itself may be actually a statement made, deliberately falsely. So, there's actually more that is needed under the standard of proof in Nigerian criminal law. It's not enough for someone to make an admission or a confession of a fact. There must be a factual basis that helps to, establish the crime that must be linked to the statement made by Nasir el-Rufai for the prosecution to succeed.
Mr. Olugbani, the former governor is wanted by different agencies. DSS has sued him now for alleged cyber crimes and breach of national security, specifically over claims that he admitted knowing someone who tapped the NSA's phone. You heard our judiciary correspondent saying just a few minutes earlier that ICPC is expecting him tomorrow. He's still in the EFCC custody where there are allegations of misconduct during his tenure. Do you think these overlapping interests have any particular significant impact on prosecution or the quality of it?
Well, the different prosecution agencies have their area of jurisdiction. The EFCC, is the agency empowered, the commission empowered to, probe, investigate financial crimes, economic and financial crimes. The ICPC is more involved with prosecuting official corruption. Official corruption, not limited to politicians, but also civil servants. The DSS is about state security and any attempt to overwhelm the federal government of Nigeria, and its functionaries. So they must be careful not to duplicate, these crimes in such a manner as to give the impression that Malam Nasir el-Rufai is not being investigated for the purpose of prosecution, but may actually be that he's been investigated as a form of persecution. So they must be careful not to duplicate charges, not to overlap their investigations, and not to be seen to be carrying out an investigation that is focused on ensuring that this individual, this former governor, is willy-nilly, by all means, sent to jail or taken before a court of law.
Mr. Olugbani, you know that it's already taken a political dimension. There were reports of tension at the EFCC headquarters earlier today. You saw the pro and anti-el-Rufai protesters. How could such public pressure affect the integrity of this investigation?
Well, the only way that the integrity of the entire process can be protected is if those agencies do their investigation well before attempting to take the suspect to court. It's not about arresting him, filing charges before a court, and then looking for evidence. They must have hard evidence, hard forensic evidence, witness testimony. They must have done their homework very, very well. Such evidence that is, virtually airtight and will seek to, achieve the standard of proof in a criminal trial, which is a proof beyond reasonable doubt. Anything short of that, the entire thing will amount to a persecution in the eyes of the man on the street.
Lawyer Bolale Olugbani, thank you for talking to us tonight.
My pleasure.